This skull is of a young Napoleonic soldier who died in 1806 after his forehead was accidentally pierced by a rifle rod. Now, after almost 220 years, we have an idea of what he looked like. This is thanks to the digital reconstruction of his face, which was carried out by a multidisciplinary team from the Sorbonne University. One of the members of this team is Rémi Gaillard, who is the Deputy Director of the Sorbonne University Library. Thank you, Rémi, for your time.
You're welcome.
Where was this skull preserved and what is so unique about it?
So the skull was part of the Dupuytren's anatomical collection from the very beginning, when the museum did open in 1835. And it was certainly one of the most spectacular pieces of the collection because, as you can see, it's very special. The skull and the story of the skull is quite known. Information are abundant because the case was published many times during the 19th century. Dominique Jean Larrey, who is a surgeon who did study it at the very beginning, was surgeon-in-chief to Napoleon's Imperial Guard, then surgeon-in-chief to Napoleon's French army in Germany, and it's there that the accident occurred. The firing exercise took place in Germany was fatal to that soldier. One of the comrades of the soldier was trying to fire and he did forget the rod was still in the barrel of the rifle and he shot at him by accident with the rod still in the barrel. Information concerning the soldier himself was more fragmented because Larrey, when he's mentioning the case, he's only talking about his name, Christophe Croce, and only mentioned he was part of the 61st Infantry Regiment. That's the only information we did have concerning the soldier himself. So we did try to find him in the military records of the regiment, and unfortunately we didn't find any crow, any Christophe Croce. So we did decide to broaden the scope of the research and broaden the names we could look for. And we did find one candidate, one soldier, whose name was Stapham Gros. The name was pretty similar, and he did die the very same day than the soldier whose skull is here, the 25th of March 1806. So we considered that there were a scope of clues that could confirm the similarity between the skull of Christophe Croce and the identity of Stapham Gros.
What is the significance of this project?
First, it's showing the extraordinary scientific potential of the Dupuytren's collection, and we do have a lot of other projects in mind which could mobilizing digital humanities and innovative methods like the one Chloé and Nicolas put in place. The project was an important step into a process of highlighting the individual stories and individual trajectories of the patients and of the individuals which are represented in the collection. That's part of the ethical framework we put in place in managing the collection, and that's certainly the common thread of all the projects we are putting in place currently.
The digital reconstruction of this soldier's face was based on this skull. Let's find out how it was done. The scientific and computational techniques used in the facial reconstruction of this soldier were developed here at the Institute of Computation and Data Sciences of Sorbonne University. Joining me now is Chloé Guénou, who is a research engineer at this institute. Thank you, Chloé, for your time. Can you take us through the different processes involved in this project?
So the first step that we have to do is to digitize the skull of the soldier and use this skull as an input of our facile algorithm. So we first made a 3D photogrammetry. This is a technique involving many photographs of an object that we take from different points of view. Using all these photographs, we can then reconstruct in 3D the skull of Christophe Croce. Once we have this 3D photogrammetry, 3D scan of the skull, we can then use this skull as an input of our facile algorithm to then run it and having as an output a face, the reconstructed face of Christophe Croce. But the thing is, the output of our code gives us a very neutral face. The face is like a baby face, there is no secondary characteristic. So then we have to customize this face to make it more realistic. So this is this is the step that involves history, because we needed to have some image references to be able to build something which is close, physically close from the images that we have from that time. So for that we use a very innovative technique. We use something called metahuman, which is initially used for the video games industry. Using this tool, we can, as an input, use our baby face of the soldier and then completely customize the face of the soldier. So we used it so we could very fine-tune the face of Christophe Cros, and then to be really historically correct, we also manually build some haircut and some beard that are commonly accepted as the hair and the beard at that time.